Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I'm doubling up. So I'm going to be showing you how I created my eyeshadow look from a couple of days ago. You loved it so much that you asked me to recreate it. So that's what I'm also going to be doing today, as well as sharing with you the new Morphe Metallic Heat liquid eyeshadow. So I may be trying one of these, but I will definitely be sharing with you the swatches and my first impressions of that product. So the palette that I used in my recent video that I created this beautiful eye look. So it's this eye look. Oh my goodness, I love it. And the palette is the Morphe 35M, so the 35M Boss Mood palette. So this one retailed, I think it was about £23–24, but I will have the link down below for you. Then when you open it up, the palette itself looks like this. So it doesn't have a mirror, but that really doesn't worry me too much. I never use these mirrors, so that's absolutely fine. But I do know that a lot of you love mirrors, so unfortunately this palette does not have that, which I suppose does keep that price point down. But you do have one of those sheets. I suppose that's the only disadvantage with this palette. I do wish that they would apply the names of the shadows underneath each shade, but again that's absolutely fine. If it keeps the price point down, then again that's fine by me. And then you have these beautiful shades in here, 35 pans. So 35 pans, around about £23–24 is pretty good. Now initially when I shared with you my video on this, my first impressions, I didn't know if I liked this. The look didn't come off that well. I wasn't setting my eyeshadow base then, but what I did was I set my eyeshadow base and I used the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in Central. So I'm setting it now and that has changed everything. So yeah, this really does apply beautifully now. So I'm going to be recreating my eye look so you can see it there. I love it. And of course, I'm also going to be showing you around those products from Morphe, so the Metallic Heat as well. Yeah, can't wait to do that. Okay. So it's been a little bit of a Morphe week this week, what with the new launches and obviously me wanting to show those launches. Yeah, it's just been a really, well, a week dedicated to Morphe really. So let's start off with this eye look. Now, of course, I'm going to start off with my Primark PS Eye Contour Brush. I love this. And I'm going to go in with the shade Play It Cool, which is this one here. So it's a matte shade. It's a light brown, but it's got a little bit of green to it. So, and it really does work beautifully with the second shade. Okay, so I've already prepped my eye, I've set it, everything's done. So let's go in with this first shade. Now, of course, I'm just going to run that through the crease to start with and then take it up. And I have been using this palette more and more this month because once I set that base and realised that that was, you know, the initial issue, then yeah, I have been using this a lot. And I really love the shades in here. It's a little bit different, isn't it? It's something, you know, out of the ordinary, and I really love those green shades. I never thought that I would be saying that to you because I wasn't a real, you know, a big fan of actually green eyeshadows, but I think the greens in this palette has made it much more appealing to me. Now I'm going to go with that shade on the same brush. I'm just going to run that underneath my lash line. As always, I'm going to bring it down quite low. That's how I like to wear it. It just suits my eyes. I just love it. I don't feel like I'm fully I suppose, fully dressed makeup wise if I don't put that underneath the eye. Now I think I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to swap over to another eye contour brush from Primark, different colour this time, and I'm going in with, and the names in here are a little bit strange, and I'm going in with the shade Talk Dirty, which is this one here. I think the names for all of these new palettes get stranger and stranger. So this is a dark brown, but again it's a little bit of, got a little bit of green in there as well, which makes it very comparable, or compatible I should say, to this first shade. So absolutely love this. So I'm going to start running this through the crease. And you can see when it's on the eye, you can see that little bit of khaki green really coming through. So I'm just going to keep building that up until I'm happy. Taking it up a little bit. I think I've got to run it a little bit higher on this side, as always. Yep, I think that is fine. I'm just going to get my initial brush and just go over that. Lovely. If I have to touch it up and add a little bit more, I will do in a moment. Okay, now I'm going to get, which brush was it? There was another brush and it was this one. And I'm going in with the Revolution Pro 140 brush. Perfect brush for going underneath the lash line there. So don't know what that is. Yeah, so I'm going into the same shade, so Talk Dirty, and I'm just going to then first of all just stamp that underneath the lash line, and I'm going to take it up like that. And then what I want to do is go back to the first brush with the Play It Cool shade and just run that underneath and blend that out. And down. I just want the depth to be near the lashes and not too far down. Like that. I really, really love this combination. Absolutely beautiful, and it really made my day that you all love the look as well. It's not very often that I wear brown eyeshadow. I think we're so I suppose we've come away from brown eyeshadow and we're into the warms and we're into oranges and we're into lots of different shades, but I don't think I can remember the last time I wore a brown eyeshadow. You know, I'm talking about on the lid as well as in the crease. So yeah, it's really, really interesting to me. Now I've kept the whole lid bare. Basically, we are now going all over and with this beautiful shimmer, and it's called Hot, as in H-A-W-T, so Hot Stuff, as in hot stuff, and it's this beautiful shade there. So that is the one that was on my lid. So now going to, and I applied it with my finger. It is so, so beautiful to apply. So I'm just going to put that, stamp it all over the lid. Now a little of this goes a long way. You can see that I don't have to go into the palette anymore. And I'm going up to this part here. What I don't want to do, because it's a dark colour, I don't want to take it all the way in, because what it will do is it will close my eye up, and I'd want as much light as I can on the inner corner. I'm just going to swatch this for you as well. Not quite enough on there to swatch from what I had. Okay, so this is Hot Stuff, that one there. Okay, now I'm going to get a brush. This is the 250 pencil and powder smudge brush, and it's from Primark. It looks like this, it's quite pointed, and I'm now going in with the shade, oops, Light of the Party, which is this one here, so the lightest shimmer shade. And I'm just going to then get that on that brush, and I'm going to apply that all around the inner corner. Because it's got that point, it's perfect. I would usually go in with my pencil brush, but they are all in the wash. So I thought I would try this out as an inner corner brush. This one you can definitely get from Primark at the moment. Also, if I do mention Primark and you are perhaps in the US, I know a number of you have contacted me and said that there are no Primarks in the US. There certainly is. All you need to do is go onto the Primark website. They have an area where you can put in which country or perhaps the state or county in the UK, state in the US, that you can add those areas, and it will come up with your nearest Primark. But there is definitely Primarks in the US as well, so do check that out. So what I'm doing is I'm now just going up, meeting where that void is on the eye, on the eyelid there. Just getting a little bit more, in fact I have a brush here, here we go. I'm using a flat brush from Wilko, and I'm just getting a little bit of that product just to blend in with that champagne shade. So you've got some light going into that area, because if I went in with the dark shade all the way into the inner corner, it would just close my eye up. But as it is, it's allowing light to come in and just keeps my eye a little bit, makes it look open and awake basically, which is what I want. Okay, so that is the inner corner. I'm just going to go back in with the Wilko brush, just go round the edge of my lid with that shimmer shade, making sure that I've covered all the area like that. But I did find that it applied beautifully with my finger. I'm just going back in with my second brush. I'm just making sure that I've got, I think it needs to be taken up a little bit on this side. Where's my brush? I'm just going in again with the 140, just to make sure that I've covered this area here and it's all joined. I think that is done so far. Okay, so basically that is the eyeshadow added, and it's complete with that beautiful lid shade. Now I'm just going to finish it off and apply a little bit of liner. So this is the eyeliner that I always use from Revolution. It's getting shorter and shorter. It's the HD Smoky liner. It's waterproof and it works beautifully. So that's the liner applied. Now for the mascara, I'm using, as always, the Mascara Revolution. Love this. So I'm just going to clean off a little bit of product from the brush. Not quite so much as initially I needed to do, because I've used so much of the product. I'm just going to apply that now without getting it on my hair. Okay, so that is the eye look complete. That beautiful brown. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what I'm wearing on my lips before we go into the Morphe liquid eyeshadows. I need said lipstick then. Okay, I applied first the Revolution and Soph lipstick in the shade Fudge, which is the deepest shade. What I didn't want to do, because I haven't repurchased, there was one that I really was lighter than this one. This is the deepest one out of the trio that Soph released, and there was another one, and more, it was neutral still, but it was more lighter than this one, more light, but that one actually just it broke, so I haven't had a chance yet to replace it. So I went in with this, but rather than applying it, you know, as an opaque lipstick, I just dotted it because I didn't want it as deep. The eyes are, you know, deep enough, so yeah, I just dotted it. I'm just going in on this eye again. I'm still not happy, oops, with how it looks. And then, sorry, I'll go back to the lipstick. That's better. Yeah, I just had to make sure that they were the same. Okay, so yeah, so I applied that, I dotted it so it was a little bit lighter rather than being, you know, a fully opaque lipstick. So that's what I applied first. Then I went in with this, which is one of the Morphe, and it is the lip toppers from the collection from Morphe, and I've forgotten the name of them, but you'll know what I mean when I say lip topper from the holiday collection. It doesn't say on there what it is, but it's one of these, and I went in with the shade, and it's called Mind Reader. So it's this shade here, absolutely beautiful. And again, I just put it in the middle and then tapped it out, so it wasn't, you know, a full on, you know, I wanted a more daytime appropriate look, I suppose. So that is what I've got on my lips. That's what I've got on my eyes so far. Okay, now going into this product. And this is again from the holiday collection. I shared with you a haul a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen that, I will link that down below. They released 2 sets, so a glitter set of 3 products. I shared that with you yesterday, and I will link that down below as well. So this is the second collection of liquid eyeshadows, and it's called Metallic Heat. So that's the packaging. So you get 3 in here. They retail for £12. Both sets retail for £12. So basically these are £4 each. You are getting 6.5 ml of products, or 0.22 fluid ounces. And these are the shades. In fact, I'll just read the back like I have done with all of them. I've really loved what they've put together on the back. So this one says, these glittery, lightweight liquid eyeshadows stay on your eyes and off your cheeks. Just apply in thin layers and allow them to dry. Rock them as liners or all over your lids. Now, I shared with you the glitters yesterday, as I just mentioned, and I applied them about an hour before I did the video. So I suppose it was about midday, and again I had a very busy day yesterday. Again, I was out and about yesterday evening, and I didn't have to touch up the eye makeup whatsoever. The glitters stayed on until about 10:30, 11 o'clock last night when I removed them. I found them very easy to remove. There was no fallout throughout the day. You know, like with some glitters, eyeshadows, you tend to find that, especially if you've got an eye shape like mine, little bit of hoodedness there, so the eye rubs a little bit throughout the day. And when you open, obviously, and close your eye, there was none of that. There was no residue underneath. Really, really pleased with how they wore, and I felt very glamorous all day. And this is what I really liked, is the fact that when my husband came home from work and he saw my eye makeup, he said, wow, that looks amazing. So when your husband notices your eye makeup after being married for nearly 20, no, not 20, when you've been married, not nearly 20, we're past the 20-year mark, when you've been married for nearly 30 years, you know, you must be doing something right with the product that was on the lid. So it caught his attention, and I think if it does catches your husband's attention after 30 years, you know, you're wearing a good product. So I really, really like that. And when we were out and about, it was dark, obviously, and when the lights caught the glitter, again, he noticed it and said, you know, it looks amazing. So not only did it look good on camera yesterday, it looked really good all day, even in the night or dark, because what I really like about glitters is they actually look better when you've got a tiny bit of light rather than full-on light. And it lasted as well. So I'm really hoping for good things for these. So let's have a look at the colours of these ones. So you have got, again, 3 shades. So you've got this fiery colour here called, I think it's Fuego. That's a tongue twister, so that one. Then we have this moss green shade here, absolutely stunning, and that one is called Ignite. And then we have this one here, which is more of your champagne. It looks like it's a champagne, but it's got a hint of like pink to it or copperiness to it, that kind of thing. So I can't wait to see what this one looks like as well. And this one is called Flare. So excuse the swatch on my hand, but I'll swatch these elsewhere. So this one is Flare, and that is the applicator. It's your regular doe-foot applicator. So this is the first one. Actually, let me put the lid on first before I tip it. So that is Flare. Oh, beautiful. So even though these are metallic, there is some little flecks of glitter in there. These are more metallic. The glitters are definitely full-on glitter. But yeah, absolutely beautiful products. So yeah, like I say, I'm hoping for good things. This is the green, and it's a green, like a moss green, but it's got a gold reflect running through it as well. So beautiful. And I'm just going to get the first one, Flare, actually, and just see if I can make that swatch a little bit better. The applicator ran through there and dragged a little bit of product off. So there's the first two. Then we have this Fuego shade, the fiery red. Ooh, beautiful. And there is the fiery red. So there's all 3 shades for you. I would love to go in with the green, but I think with the brown on my eye it's going to be a little bit too deep, so I will have to do another try on with that. I mean, I want to try them all, so I think what I'm going to do is trial this shade here, Flare. So I'm just going to pop the other 2 back in the box so I don't put the wrong one on. And okay, so Is it drying down? Yeah, they are drying down. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention is that these do dry down. In my video from when I did the swatches, I actually touched them and they were all matte. And yesterday with the glitters, they dried down completely. Another thing I wanted to mention about the glitters, so they do dry down, but also with glitter, you do tend to find with these kind of glittery shades that, you know, have that kind of gel to them, that when you apply them and they dry down, the glitter then flakes off. Not with the Morphe. Like I said, they stayed on. There was not one bit of glitter that fell onto my face. So what it states on the box is exactly what it does. But yeah, it was just an amazing product. And I think for £4 per, you know, tube of product, that is not bad. Right, so let's get a little bit of this. So I've not tested any of these out, and obviously, you know, I've got just that eye look on. I think what I'll do is I'll put it all over the lid just like I did with the glitter, and we'll see how it works. So again, what I'm going to do is stamp it all over the eye, and I've got a clean brush here, and I'm just going to go in with that brush and then do the same thing and go over. And just manipulate that product. Oh, that is beautiful. What I really like is, and I liked it with the shade from yesterday, is that the shadow that I had put underneath came through, and by the end of the day, well, even after a little while, it gave a little bit of a hue of that shadow from underneath. Yesterday I think it was a pinky purpley kind of shade. Obviously this is brown. I'm trying to fan it with this great big palette. But oh my goodness. So yes, this is metallic, but it's definitely got glitter in there. I hope that you can see that. Like I say, that brown that's underneath is coming through, and it is just looking absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to get my brush that I put on the inner corner highlight with and just blend that in a little bit more. It's such a shame to actually cover that chocolate up, but I really wanted to show with you that eye look, share with you rather, and then obviously trial these as well. So that is the first eye complete. They dry down very, very quickly. Oh, I'm absolutely in love with these. So I'm just going to again dot, literally dotting it all over my eye. Obviously you could go in and apply it all over the lid with a doe foot applicator rather than doing what I'm doing, but what I really like is I like the fact that I've got that beautiful eyeshadow underneath and a little bit of that comes through. I think I might need a little bit more of this. What I've noticed, with this one is that there's more glitter particles with the metallic than there was with the actual, no, there's more glitter particles on my lashes with this one, which is a metallic, rather than the glitter from yesterday. But the glitter is very, very, very small and very minute. Okay, So that is the glitter, no, metallic, talking about glitter too much. This is the metallic applied. Let me just actually do that in a corner on this side. It's drying down so quick, this one. I don't even need to fan it, but it's dried down beautifully. Okay, so I've applied that product on each eye. I absolutely love it because the brown from underneath is coming through. It's just transformed this eyeshadow. Now, of course, you can wear this on its own, but obviously I wanted to share two things in one video because I knew how much you loved that look from a couple of days ago, but I wanted to share that with you. Plus, I thought, yeah, let's try these out as well and see what that looks over the top of a deeper eyeshadow, and it really has transformed that eyeshadow. It looks beautiful. So I suppose if you are at work or if you're travelling and you wanted a daytime look, you could then apply your shadow, and if you were then heading off to a party that evening, then what you could do is just pop this in your bag and apply a little bit of this on the lid, and basically you are then ready to go to that party, and it's just transformed that look. So I'm really impressed. It's just worked beautifully. Love it. So I hope that that has helped you if you're thinking, should I, shouldn't I? I love glitter, not sure about metallics. Which one do I go for? Well, I think if you like shimmer and you like glitter, you might want to try both of these, because this one has definitely got glitter in it, even though it's more metallic. But yeah, I just can't stop looking at it. It is just so beautiful. Absolutely love these so much. But yeah, I hope that has helped. I think for £12, £4 each, I think it's really, you know, well, it is a bargain, isn't it? If you were to go down to your local chemist and, you know, look at the makeup in there and you saw one of these for £4, you would pick it up and think that it was a bargain. So I suppose when you look at it like that, you know, you may as well pick up both packs, but it is obviously, as always, totally up to you. The lip product, I also must say about the gloss just before I go. There's been so many products that I've been testing over the last few days that there's just so much to discuss. The glosses, they stay on for such a long time. Again, I ate my usual meal, which you would have seen a picture of actually on my Instagram, and details for that is down below. And basically it is like a Rivita, and also like cottage cheese, fruit, and all things like that. So basically it is products that, you know, literally I'm not putting a fork or anything in my mouth or spoon, and what I'm trying to say is I'm biting down on a product. And I was really surprised that the gloss was still there after, you know, eating my meal, and I only had to reapply it when I went out yesterday evening. So for a gloss product to last that long, and I don't have to keep reapplying it after drinks, after food, is just amazing. They're not gloopy. They look glossy, but they haven't got that horrible stringy, gloopy, yucky kind of feel to them. Very comfortable, but obviously they pack a punch. So like I say, I hope you found that helpful. I hope that you have enjoyed me creating that eye look. I'd really love your thoughts on the products that I've discussed today, the eye look that I've created. I'm just loving all of these new products because they just add some glamour to my makeup, and I am just loving it. So I would love, as always, to hear your thoughts on all of what I've discussed today. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. Do select that notification bell, because of course I do upload every single day, sometimes twice a day, and you don't want to miss any of those if you love the products that I'm sharing. So, as always, until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.